Hello and welcome to a new video. So obviously this video is going to be different to the previous ones you've seen for those who do follow me. The ones were in the past were a bit shorter than what this one's going to be. Today I will be doing chest and shoulders. The difference between this one and the others is that I'm going to start doing a bit of instructing, and it's going to go to more to those who have either started training or have been training for a bit of time but haven't been given the proper instruction. What I mean by that is, when you have younger individuals who start out training, these days gyms don't properly give you a program to follow. They just expect you to come in, pay your membership, and then do your own thing, unless you ask them for advice. Now, where I train, I do give young individuals advice on how to train, what's better for them, depending on what their age group is. So at the moment, we get a lot of individuals who are under the age of 16. And the disadvantages of training the way that people train in the gym, which is very heavy, just blasting out heavy weights and expecting to get the size on quite quickly. That's not the best solution to do for training for young individuals. And to be honest, I wouldn't even do that for myself at this point. I'm getting close to my mid-30s. I wouldn't suggest it. One, the injuries that can come. I do not want to go and do like chest a day and then just go ridiculously heavy, pop my shoulder or chest, and me being out, but not being able to train for a long time. So over the course of the last 3 or 4 months, I would say I've seen a lot of young lads. Obviously, I don't see many young women training at the training facility I train, unless they train later on compared to where I train, who go heavy, don't know the technique correctly, and I've had to either run over or tell them don't do it that way. So in this video, what you're going to see is I'll do my normal training as usual, but after each, I think most of my exercises in this video, because a lot of them are brand new for what I'm doing now for chest and shoulders, you will see a fixture machine on. What that means is that, for instance, for the inclined chest or flat chest, you'll see a machine I'm going to be on, and the base means the handles are in a fixed place, which basically means you cannot move it. It basically means to go at the same time. And these are the ones I would suggest. You'll see me training with them. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing heavy because at the end of the day, I don't need to use them. If you are someone who's been training for a long time though, and you like to warm up, doing like a few sets warm up, I would suggest doing them, because at the end of the day, it's still a good idea to do warm up sets. For me, I don't do warm up sets. I don't do particularly heavy. I do it nice and slow. That way, I'm not injuring myself. But like I said, these machines, I will obviously show you how to do the technique correctly, why they're beneficial to those who are much younger, and basically that's it. For this video, obviously, like I said, there's going to be a bit of difference between the previous one. Obviously, the previous one was a bit faster. I wasn't able to get what I wanted to say in it, honestly. But yeah, the training's a lot different. I think there's only a few exercises for the chest that are the same. I think there's one for my shoulder. I haven't actually seen my past chest and shoulder one since I uploaded it, because obviously I did film it quite a while ago compared to this one, and so you will see a bit of difference. Like I said, those who do follow my videos or do watch them, I know a lot of you do train anyways. Those who have subscribed, if you do have questions, please ask. I don't mind questions at all. The only thing I would say is, if I can't answer it, I will try and get the answer. It may take me a bit of time. I'm not saying it's going to take like weeks or months, but I will get you the answer. There will be a short video at the end of a short clip, sorry, at the end of this, of me talking again, where I'm going to talk about the supplements. Mostly the fact that I've had people ask me about that type of stuff, and I can only talk about ones I've taken, but I do have knowledge, and I've spoken to other individuals who do take the other stuff I don't take, so I will give you the best advice I can give you. And again, I will try and lead you onto the correct path of doing that. Again, some of it is just trial and error. Like a lot of training, there's a lot of supplements, a lot of dieting is. In this video, I'm not going to show my diet just yet, mostly the fact that once, I think it's going to be just after Christmas, I'm going to start cutting my weight down, see what I look like when I've shredded the fat out, see how it looks, and hopefully I'll put in the diet what I did leading up to me trying to bulk, and then I'll try and show you the diet for shredding down as well. But again, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, questions, I don't mind answer them. If you do watch this and you are someone who hasn't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'm trying, these videos are for my benefit, but they're mostly for those who are watching, give you some advice. You don't have to follow the video completely. So like I said, sorry, not follow the video, more like you don't have to take my training as it is, because every body type is completely different. And the fact that I don't know what your body's like, you could train like me completely and you could come away going, I've been in so much pain, you're thinking the muscles worked. However, you could be prone to an injury. So like I said, if you do take my training and you want to do it my way, I'm asking you this, please, oh God, please don't just take it as it is. Go wherever you train, whether it's multiple training facilities or just one that you go to on a regular basis. Speak to someone who works there and say, I'm following this video or following these training tips. Can we please go through them? And then you show me what's better for me, what's not. I'll tell you how I feel. At least that way you're doing safely. I don't want a lot of youngsters just doing it off the back and then them getting injured. I would prefer you to go speak to someone who, at your local facility. If you do train where I train and you have spoken to me, just come straight away and say, do you mind just talk me through it or spot me, and then I can give you advice as we're going through it. That way it's done safely. It also means that at least if I've been there and I've said, okay, yeah, it did work for you, but this part, like your right side, your left side, like if you're doing chest, say, well, your left side's weaker than your right, bearing in mind you're coming down a bit, just don't put loads of pressure on, bring the weight off a bit, simple things like that. But like I said, go to someone who's working at your local field and just ask them questions, because at the end of the day, I don't know who you are, who's watching this, who's coming in, and how you train and what you did beforehand, whether you're a starter or you've been training for a while. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you will like the future videos as well. So let's begin. So here we go. Starting off with the chest incline. I do more incline stuff now for my chest than anything else. We are starting with the Swiss machine. Now, this Swiss machine's actually changed a bit since I've done this video, but this one actually has a bit more resistance on it. So at the moment I'm probably lifting about, I think it's like 37.5 on each side. With the resistance, I'm thinking it's about maybe 45, maybe closer to 50 kilograms. This for me gets more of a pump because one, the bar won't go anywhere because of it being linked on the two bars on each side. It is a good way to start off if you are starting off, but it's still a good way of doing it. But I love this machine. So like I said, this is for instructing. So for those who are starting off, I would suggest doing this way. You've got a fixed machine, so basically much all you've got to worry about is getting that good movement for your chest. You don't have to go heavy, like I said. For this, it is actually a good way to start. This is what I used to start off with when I was 16 years old. Obviously, I'm a bit bigger than what I was when I was 16, so for those who, I don't think you would have seen at the beginning where I did struggle getting in there, but for those who are starting off, definitely a good machine to start off with. Get the technique good and build up your strength for your chest for the incline, but 100% better to use this machine than anything else. So here we go, flat. Again, Swiss machine. So I'm going to be doing this for the next month, I think now, maybe less now, where I'll be starting off with the Swiss machine doing incline and flat. So again, I'm doing Swiss machine because of the resistance. Obviously, I'm doing a lot less weight. At this point, the chest has got the bit of the pump, but obviously you can't go the same way as you did for the incline. Again, I'm going to say thanks to one of the instructors who works there. He has actually managed to sort of grease it up with it, so it's a lot more smoother to use, so I can go a bit more heavier. But again, for those who want to try Swiss machine, good. Again, for the younger audience or those who want to start training, go with this machine. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, most training facilities should have this sort of equipment. And as you can see there, I'm adjusting the seat. So this is what you should only be having really to adjust when you start off, which is the seat. This, like I said, fixed position. Obviously, you've got two different handles. You've got the wide grip, which is what I'm currently using, which is what sort of similar to what I was doing on the Swift machine. Or you got the other grip, which I don't actually use because I don't see the point, because it's not going to do much for the inner part of your chest, because it's not close enough in. Obviously, if you are starting off, you want to do a bit more of the inner part, I would suggest doing it. But again, this is a good machine if you're starting off with exercise. Build up the technique, build up the strength, get a lot better. Now obviously this one is a lot similar to my previous video for chest, which is the flies for incline for the cables. Now there are two different techniques to doing this. One, you've got the one where my hands are literally just touching and come back down. Again, do slow and concentrate for whether it's heavy or light reps. At the end of the day, it's better to do it, less chance of injuries. So like I said, there's two different techniques. There's one I'm doing now, and there's one where you can actually cross them over. Now, when you cross them over, I would say start off with doing this if you're going to do this. But doing the crossovers when you get a bit more advanced, where you want to get that extra bit of pump, a bit more intensity in your training. But again, I will be doing a crossover one at some point, but right now I'm just doing this because, as you can see, I'm actually going quite slow. It is hitting the chest a lot harder than what I was expecting it to be honest. So, again, for the younger audience, so there is two of these at the current training facility I train at. Now the only reason I don't like this is because you're not getting the good range of movement, but I did start off when I was 16. Now, for this, it's, as you can see, I can't go that far back to get the good tension, but at the end of the day, your hands are supposed to be a bit further up, but obviously there's no point for me because obviously of my angle. But again, younger audience, I would suggest go and try this for flies. So again, you probably saw in the previous video, I'm doing for the under part of the chest the same sort of training and technique. So the only issue with this is I find is that eventually you can't go ridiculously heavy because it's not possible. So you either have to go a certain weight and do more reps, a bit heavier, and I'll say between 6 to 12 reps is for any exercises is enough to build the muscle. Any less, you're doing maximum reps. Any lighter, you're going for more, trying to get shredded. There is a new technique they're doing on the part, which you'll see when I do my chest thing again, which I'm actually looking more forward to doing. Now, I do this. The only thing I don't like about this is the fact that no matter how well you adjust the seat, it doesn't feel right to me. It's a good way to finish off on doing the incline for the chest, because obviously what I've lifted in the previous exercises, I can probably do heavier on this. It actually feels lighter for heavier weight, but it's not really like I think for me it feels like the seat's not in the right place. But again, I'm not going to knock it. It's still a good exercise to try out. But if you are going to do it, I would suggest going back to the one that you did for newcomers. So here we go, shoulders. Now, I did do the ropes to start off with, doing the front delts. I've been doing with a V-bar now because you can go heavier with a V-bar. Obviously, in my past videos, you saw me doing with dumbbells. There isn't really a machine you can do for the front part of the delt in any training facility that I've seen so far. I may be wrong, but I haven't seen one so far. It's more like you got to just find exercises for yourself to do that are more beneficial to yourself. So, now there is many different ways you can actually do the shoulder press. I do standing. For me, it's more comfortable. A lot of people do dumbbells. I used to do dumbbells. The only problem with dumbbells, I don't train with anyone. So when you're going ridiculously heavy and your arm either goes forward or back, it can actually cause an injury or rupture something, which I don't like doing. I do this one, I can do slow and concentrate and much better, and obviously I can come further down and it's more comfortable for me to do standing shoulder press, and I can do heavier on it as well. So in a minute you should be able to see two different exercises for the shoulder press. So this one, I remember when this one actually first came into this facility when I was quite young. This one's actually my favorite one are the ones for a younger audience to use, because you get bit more of a squeeze, because obviously the grips are, even though it looks like it's in a fixed position, the handle grips actually do move a bit, so you can actually get more of a squeeze into the shoulders to build it better. Again, you probably see I'm not going very heavy. I don't need to, because obviously this is for me to show you, but if they've got this in your training facility, I would suggest doing this. It's actually a good machine. Now this is the one where it's more fixed. Now obviously you can see there's two different grips. You've got the forward grip and the rear grip. Now the only issue with this, as you can see, I've had to push up with the grip at the front. I would suggest doing the grip at the front. If you're doing shoulder presses, there's no point. It's supposed to simulate doing a bit more of the front delt. It's no point. But again, for these two exercises, I would actually suggest doing both of these exercises. But I'll do one heavy and one light, depending on which one you start off with and which one you want to go to second to. But again, both good. Now shrugs. Now, again, I don't have a machine. There's no machine in this training facility that I'd go out where you can do shrugs. Now, it's similar to the previous video I did for chest. Well, sorry, my shoulders, where I'll be doing front and rear shoulders. Nothing's changed. Obviously, I think I'm actually lifting a little bit heavier now than what I was in the past, but I'm also going much slower. So I'm getting a bit more of a squeeze, a lot better technique, and it comes away with the good pump coming. Obviously, you can't see it in the video, but where the camera is, there's actually a mirror behind it where I can actually see like my technique, and I would say my technique's much improved. Obviously, like I said, the Swiss machine is getting a bit more like looser for the grip, so I can actually put more on and actually feel a bit like my strength getting better as well. If anyone suggests doing dumbbells or plates, I would suggest doing that as well if you want to try it, but obviously there's no machine you can actually do. I think there's some training facilities that do actually do that. Now this I've changed it a little bit since putting this video together, and the only difference I do now is that when I get my dumbbells up, I try to hold them for about 1 or 2 seconds, because even when you're going lighter, holding it is like really intensifies your delts, and it's 100% fantastically better. I've got to admit, it does work much better. So this I actually do like. I do like the machine, as don't use it as much as I should. This is not just for these machines aren't just for those who start off, it's for anybody who wants to try them. But for those who start, obviously you can see the machine's fixed. All you've got to concentrate on is getting the technique correct, getting that burning feel in your shoulders so you can actually know that delt's working. 100% agree with this machine, and trust me, it works well. So there you go. So we're coming to the end of the video now. As I said at the beginning, I was going to do this little bit of it to talk about supplements for training, basically. So for myself, I take pre-workout for when I'm going to train. For me, it helps me be able to train a little bit harder than I would be if I was off it. I'm not suggesting people take pre-workout, because I know people who can't take it. Heart conditions, or other health issues really. It also doesn't work for everybody. I can't really say that everybody who trains is going to really be beneficial for them. If you are someone who wants to take it, I'm sure some companies, and I'm definitely sure some companies do like little package you can buy just to try them out. If you are someone who's considering it, it is something I would suggest just giving it a go. Don't go massively and buy 2 tubs of it thinking it's going to be massive beneficial and all that. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it may not work for you. But like again, I do take it. The things I would suggest not taking it for energy wise. I know some people drink coffee, tea, or drink energy drinks now. I know some energy drinks can help. Obviously, there's a few new energy drink brands that have come out in the UK quite recently that a lot of people seem to drink, and it does seem to help them. Again, I don't drink that stuff, so I can't say yes or no to it. Again, trial and error. If you're someone who can drink that instead, it'd be better for you. But for me, I've always found that when you drink stuff like energy drinks, cups of tea or cups of coffee before training, it can dehydrate you, and you don't really want to go train dehydrated, because of the fact that at the end of the day you're going to be exercising a lot, whether it's a lot of cardio, muscle work, a combination of the both. It's going to take it out of you. So just be wary about what you're going to consume before training. For those who can't take stuff that requires your heart rate to get faster, like pre-workout, anything like that, because I actually have helped someone train. I think it was like 3 months ago now. A young lad, he couldn't take pre-workout. He had a bit of a heart condition, and obviously couldn't do it. So I said to him, eat maybe 1 or 2 bananas before training. It's not got any fat in it, but it is a good source of energy. Again, if you want to go down that route, it's probably one of the best ones. Great source of energy. The only thing I find with that though, if you're someone who's trying to put weight on and you're eating a lot, especially before training, and depending on exercise, it could come back up. Just bear that in mind. So other supplements, so the protein supplements. Now, when I was younger, I did take mass gainer. Obviously, I was a quite skinny lad. I wouldn't say for myself I'm quite big anyways. A lot of people who were around me said I put some size on, but when I was younger, when I first started training, I was very skinny. Again, I've had people around me who know this type of stuff, so they've been the ones to suggest try different stuff. Again, mass gainer did help. It's not a meal replacement, it's an extra bit of meal in your diet. If you're not used to taking stuff like that, trust me, look around for companies. Go with the ones that are well known around the UK. Don't just go for one that is a big tub, cheap price, because chances are there's a lot of stuff in there that's not even beneficial for you. I would suggest mass gainer for those who are starting out, because when you're quite young, like I said, fast metabolism, you burn off a lot of calories. You're probably doing a lot of fitness anyway, so you need to have something like that to give that extra bit of calories and increase your weight as well. Eventually, when you start getting older, it stops helping big time, honestly. Right now, I don't take mass gain. I do take whey protein. Whey protein helps either way, helps repair the muscles. The best time to take is about half an hour after training, honestly. For myself, I don't have it just as a whey protein shake. I have it with like milk and ice cream. The main reason is because after training, I'm also hungry. Obviously, I'm going to have a bit of a snack straight after anyway, but that's a good thing to have. For a lot of you who are a bit older, whey protein is probably the best solution. Again, I'm saying this again and again and again. Trial and error. I'm not going to say it, and I'm also not going to say that it's going to be like me. The one something I can't advise you on is because one, I have never taken it. I have never needed to. Is diet whey. Obviously, I don't want to sound the way this is going to sound bad, but obviously the only people I've known to take diet whey is obviously women, of course. I'm definitely sure when I was started training, some guys were taking it, but I haven't known many guys to take it. Recently, it's obviously just women, because it's not an extra meal, it's actually taking the meal out of your day. And most guys don't do that, they end up keeping the same meals. But instead of doing mass gain, I obviously do whey protein, that type of stuff like that I do. But yeah, diet whey I can't really advise on. But if you want any sort of questions about that, I can find out for you. But the best course I can find for supplements, I wouldn't go out there and go to like a famous company and just buy loads of supplements, because one, you're going to be wasting a lot of your money for no reason. The best course for energy, for calories, is just food. But obviously these videos, I'm trying to get them targeted more towards the younger audience who are probably more physical active than what I am. A lot of sport. I know a lot of people play football, rugby. They do a lot of other sports, a lot of stuff, physical activities throughout the day. So when you think you're eating enough, you're probably gonna have to eat about double, maybe triple the amount of food that you're eating. So it is consuming a lot of your time trying to consume the amount of calories you need to do. But yeah, a lot of my knowledge has come from over the years. Obviously, different people tell me different stuff. Like I said, trial and error. But if you need any questions asked about supplements, the best course I can obviously give you is most gyms these days do sell products like this. Ask them, because the chances are they are probably taking that. Get advice from them. Otherwise, ask someone who does take a lot of it themselves. But yeah, well, that's the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed all the training. Obviously, the machines I showed you in the video, for those who are younger, please use them ones. Again, don't just take my training as it is. Listen to your body, and don't be afraid about trying new things. If you feel like you've seen something different or you want to try something, go for it. There's no harm in it, as long as you get someone who works at your local fitness facility and you get them to watch you or at least show you how to do the exercise properly. So thank you, and hopefully you'll look forward to the next video that I'll be doing, which will be arms. So thank you.